What do they call them? Jazz fingers?
This is technically the first episode we're recording of 20...
Yeah, of the new year.
Of the new year.
I've been seeing that all over my timeline.
What?
First workout of the new year. First makeup of the new year.
We can do the whole first...
Like, ain't nobody give a shit.
Please, let's go. Let's go off. Jump right in.
But if you want to...
Let's do the easy low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit first. The gym guys. The gym people who are like, oh, let's go and... let's go hit the gym hard.
And no disrespect to anyone that does it, but what I've been seeing with this trend of first workout of the new year is people who have only been working out for not that long.
Bro,
not that long.
Make fun of them.
There's nothing. No, because if anything, it's making fun of myself because I don't have my first workout of the new year in. So there it is.
I worked out yesterday.
Did you?
I did. I worked out yesterday. I did everything.
What time?
Like around this time.
But you texted me, what are you doing around this time? I'm pretty sure you went to Raising Cane's.
No, that was after I worked
out. Oh, that was after I worked
out.
Okay.
Yeah. So it must have been a little bit earlier.
So you worked out, but then you had a cheat meal. Interesting.
Here's the thing, guys. You're allowed to do whatever the fuck you want with yourselves. As long as you don't infringe upon anyone else's right to do so.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right. So if anybody tells you to do something or put anything in your body and you're not okay with it, you don't have to do it. Okay? You don't have to. You don't have to put that dildo in your ass if you don't want to. You don't have to put anything in your body if you don't want to. Look, guys, I don't have any New Year's resolutions. Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, I do actually.
My New Year's resolutions, I hope, is that Ghislaine Maxwell makes it all the way to the end of the year. I hope she sees another Christmas.
There's no chance that's going to happen.
I hope she's doing okay.
There's no chance.
I can't believe a man like Jeffrey would take advantage of a woman like her.
Here we go.
But what's your New Year's resolutions like? What's your New Year's resolutions like?
You're an idiot. My New Year's resolution 1 is to be better with my pronunciation.
Of what?
Because everything. Because everyone tells me all the time I mumble my words. And I'm like, well, I think I'm just talking fast. Or maybe I lose confidence in what I'm saying. I don't know.
Let's start with that one. It's because you do it all the time. Even when we do the podcast, I'm like, hey, speak up a little. Talk with your like chest up, chin back, shoulders back.
Yeah, but that's like so douchey, you know.
It's not.
No, listen, because there's a way to tell if people are using their actual voice or not. And the way they do that, like men, for instance, right, is if this Adam's apple keeps coming up, that's not your man's voice. I promise you.
I don't know what you're saying. Look, here's the thing.
It's because you're talking from your diaphragm, but it's not normal for your Adam's apple to be moving a certain way. Like when people are making their voice deeper like this, you can see it right here. It moves much more than when I do it regular. So I swear to God, hey, if we get a zoom in camera, that shit's gonna be money.
No, you got Adam's apple.
Yeah.
You got Adam's apple.
Eve was my woman. Yeah.
Yeah, she stuck that apple down his throat.
Yes.
Right. Again, putting things in people's bodies without their consent is wrong. Now, we'll go back and forth with New Year's resolutions.
All right. Yeah, go for it.
I didn't have any, so I'll just come up with a couple on the spot.
All right.
New Year's resolutions. 1, to continuously... Okay, actually, here's a serious one, is to get better sleep.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Way better sleep. Because I smoke a lot of weed, and the weed does not help when you are trying to get a restful sleep.
Well, you're also not smoking indica. You're probably smoking a hybrid or you're smoking a sativa.
No, well, here's the thing. It disrupts one of the 5 stages of sleep, and it particularly involves... I'm not a fucking sleep doctor, but I know enough to say that I know a little bit about what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's that in the first couple stages of sleep, right, your body is starting to but it's starting to go into these stages where it starts to shut down and some things are happening in the body.
Okay.
Right? Where you start to then, like, the third stage I think is rapid eye movement. I forget the first 2, but the third one is rapid eye movement.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what follows dream sleep and deep sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And deep sleep is what you need because that's what that's when your body starts to recycle and waste the things it didn't need. All right, so or did need and it reused it. For example, like I was listening to, his name is, I think, Matthew Walker, or yeah, something like that.
I don't know who that is.
He's a sleep doctor from the University of Berkeley. I could be wrong. I might have just butchered his whole fucking rep. But he's smart enough, and he told me, well, I listened to him talking, and basically our body, that's why our bodies, and during dreams, like, we sometimes will say that felt so real.
Yeah.
And you might be doing things in that dream, right? But why aren't you doing them while you're awake? Or, I mean, while you're asleep in your dream? So it's because your body is actually paralyzing the body in a way so that you don't act out your dreams while you are sleeping.
So when you do act it out, is that kind of you being in sleep paralysis?
No, it might be. He explained that it could be the case that you're fighting through that, again, like, this is what he explained it better than I did, but right. You're like fighting through the dream sleep. And what happens is marijuana disrupts that dream sleep. So I don't
know what weed you smoke, but when I smoke weed, I go go straight to bed.
So here's about that. Here's explaining right. that. So if he compared it to, like, now alcohol and weed are not, in the same category of, like,
I don't think I have a great sleep when I drink alcohol.
Well, here's the thing. Some people can, people will claim that, like, I need like a glass of alcohol before I go to bed to just really knock out and things like that.
Who the fuck claims that? Who claims that?
People do this. People will have a glass of wine, a glass of
yeah, but
alcohol.
That's not to go to bed. That's to relax your body.
Oh, okay, so but see, that's, again, like, you're relaxing your body, what, to rest?
I mean, not to rest, but to get ready to rest.
Ready to rest. Well, the idea is that kind of rest sleep that you get is not exactly deep restful sleep, right? It helps you knock out, but it doesn't necessarily mean you got a deep sleep.
So how does one achieve a deep sleep besides going to bed earlier?
Well, there are ways to help with your circadian rhythm, where one thing for sure is waking up consistently at one time and going to bed at the same time.
Okay, yeah.
That can consistently help. He recommends that we do actually get 7 to 8 hours because it does take he explains that it does take a while for your body to move through the stages into rapid eye movement sleep and then deep sleep. That process depends for some people. Like, there are some people who are, like, super active and only get like 4 to 6 hours of sleep. They are missing out on.
But then they're also not getting 4 to 6 hours of sleep every day. Like, from my experience, at least, I've had that happen for maybe 3 days straight. But then one of those days, I will spend at least 13, 14 hours sleeping.
Okay.
Because my body has to catch up.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
There's like this weird system.
If I'm working out and I'm active like that, 4 to 6 hours of sleep, for me personally, I don't feel sore when I have that much sleep. But if I have 8 hours, I'm sore as fuck the next day. I feel like the body's resetting itself, or so they say.
Well, yeah, I mean, the body is repairing itself. That is what deep sleep, that stage in deep sleep is. Like, there's a reason your body is doing these things, and and it's not like unnecessary for why it's doing it. It's all part of our biological cycle of being asleep, being awake, and in between there is the brain is like sending signals to parts of the brain that are telling you that, like, it is blue light. Well, the way blue light hits your corneas and your retinas, like, that's translated into telling the brain that it's daytime. Like, those help with sleep. Not drinking alcohol is an easy one, right? To help with better sleep. Not drinking alcohol, certain drugs, smoking, certain carcinogens, because there are carcinogens everywhere. But yeah.
Do you meditate before you go to bed? What do you do before you go to bed?
What do I do before I go to bed? I try to make sure, I don't do this always, but I try to make sure I put my phone down.
Okay.
And
at least 30 minutes before, so the blue light doesn't hit you.
No, I don't do that. I don't do that.
Well, this is why you suck at sleeping.
Dude, well, it is hard to sleep when
What?
Okay, so I try to make sure I black out everything in my house so that there's no light, because it does help. Like,
Yeah.
you can trick your body into thinking it is like darker than it really is,
Yeah.
and that can help. That helps with sleep.
They have to do it in the Northern Lights, right? When it's
in places
24
like that,
hours a day,
apparently,
or whatever.
yeah, where they have to find a way to, like, they have blackout curtains and
Mhm.
stuff. It is important, yeah. Like, and apparently you'll live longer the more you sleep.
I believe that.
But the thing is that there's this group of humans that believe that, like, well, I'll sleep when I'm dead. I've got no time to sleep because I'm working all the time. Yeah, I know. I've always felt weird because I used to tell people, I'm like, yeah, I like sleeping, but they laugh at me. Like, what the fuck? Like,
well, okay, no. So the difference.
no, but here, just real quick, let me
Yeah,
just
go
explain
ahead, go
why.
ahead.
I'm just kind of like, well, sleep is good for you. I mean, too much sleep is bad for you.
Yeah.
But a certain amount of sleep for me helps me function, because a lot of how I function makes sense as to why I am like not getting enough rest or deep sleep. It already puts you at a disadvantage the very next day. There are very little subtle things that happen when you don't get enough sleep.
Mm-hmm.
There's been many studies on this, so it's not like anything new. It's just we don't, because we have a 9 to 5, or you've got an odd job or a graveyard shift. Like, they talk about all this. They talk about how this all like comes to fruition, like the way people's sleeping habits and eating habits, and how people who are more tired and have less rest are more likely drawn to like junk food.
Yeah.
Right, like
I can see that.
like carbohydrates, lots of fats. Comfort food. Right?
Because it's convenient, it's fast, and if your body's
our
hungry,
body
like it's like right there.
Yeah, in some ways, our body is craving it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of my New Year's resolutions. It's better sleep. What's yours? Next one.
Well, first off, real quick. So to me, I feel like people may laugh at that statement when you say I like sleep, because from what I've noticed as your friend, you sleep more than 8 hours.
I'd have to disagree, because what feels like a lot, my body, I think it may be a consequence of the marijuana. I don't know. I'm not a doctor,
right?
But I definitely should. I'm telling you, like, because I haven't dreamt in a while.
Well, that's also because you smoke marijuana.
Well, that's again because it's disrupting the dream sleep.
Yeah.
Right, and which is crucial.
Yeah.
It's crucial to our deep sleep, our restful sleep. Now I'm not complaining that I have shitty sleep. I mean, I do have shitty sleep, but I'm not complaining, because I still get, I guess I could say I get a restful sleep, but I could be sleeping better, right? I could definitely be sleeping better. My diet, like those things kind of fall into place when it comes to getting better sleep.
Definitely.
Like, I try not to eat after a certain hour, not because it's like some fucking diet trick or anything. It's just, it's not good for you to eat late, especially lots of carbs and things like that. Now, I'm not saying you can't eat carbs late. Like, that shit is great. I love eating cheeseburgers at night. I love eating late night cheeseburgers and
late night cheeseburgers,
late night ramen,
or late night chili burger.
Yeah,
bomb as fuck.
All that shit is fire, bro. Just a late night Tommy's run, a late night beer run, like. And that's just because we live here. We live in LA. Like, we can just get up and go fucking.
We have the luxury of doing it for sure. Yeah, I agree with that.
So for sure, in many ways, that like I try. I'm not super good on it at all, but I really want to get better sleep, and like just I feel like because I'm already in a better mood to sleep. It's just proven. You're just.
So what is your plan for that? Because you can want to do anything, but what is your plan?
Just my plan for trying to get a better restful sleep is,
I can help you create a plan. I get enough sleep. I get more than enough sleep. I sleep really well.
That's good, because you don't smoke weed. You probably get a nice restful sleep.
No,
and you dream, right? How often do you dream?
When I'm taking care of my body, when I'm eating enough meals, when I'm working out, when I'm not really drinking alcohol. The last time I dreamt was last week.
You dreamt?
Yeah, I
dreamt. Do you remember it?
Yeah.
What was it about?
it was actually a really fucked up dream.
Okay. Okay. Anyways, look, you don't have to tell me the dream, but I just wanted to know.
Basically, the dream, my girlfriend was in it, and she had cut off my head. So whatever that means something.
She cut off your head?
Yeah, she cut off my head.
Let's see. Let's
It was more of a nightmare than a dream.
Let's Carl Jung this.
But I don't think my girlfriend would cut off my head.
You've watched Game of Thrones, right?
I have, yes.
Okay, why do they cut heads off?
For disobeying someone, for doing bad, for losing trust. There's a lot of reasons they cut off someone's head in Game of Thrones.
Carl Jung says that our dreams are is a way for our subconscious mind to tell us things that we normally don't see when our brain activity is happening in the front.
So she hates me.
That's what you think.
That's what I think.
That's what you think. You think she hates you, bro. You think she's like, man, this kid, bro, like just fucking bald looking ass, just like she just wants to cut your head off. That's how you feel, if anything. Yeah.
Ooh.
She probably just feels like, you probably think that she feels when she looks at you, she's like, man, Nick needs to shut the fuck up. Like, did anybody shut him up?
I feel like sometimes, yeah. But I feel the same way towards her.
So you want to cut her head off too?
No, not cut her head off. But sometimes I just look at her and I'm like, yo, like, you know, like you can stop talking. The same way that I'm sure she feels about me. You can
stop talking?
Because a lot of people feel that about me. Because I will sit here and I will ramble.
That's why we do this.
That's why we
started this, because it's a way for us to say what we need to without being censored. It's before we even gain any more traction and like people start to care what we say. Like, it's best that we like say what we have to before before you become more self-conscious about what you're really saying.
Before we become ninja, huh?
Before we become ninja, yeah.
There it is.
No, but
so you asked me what my next New Year's resolution would be.
Which one? Oh,
my next New Year's resolution would be, I think I want to have more experiences with my family and friends.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you want to go like
I want to have things that,
like a Joshua Tree trip?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I want to have something that I can remember and be proud of. And because a lot of my memories right now are, and it's not a depressing thing. It's just kind of what you do when you're young. But I feel like I'm getting older. So I need to get out of those young memories and thinking about past experiences and things like that. I did.
With your family, like all over the world?
I have.
You lucky son of a gun.
I'm very,
like,
very
that's all
fortunate.
I wanted to do as a young
very
man.
lucky. But I also haven't traveled
by yourself.
By myself. Yeah.
But let me tell you something. The vibe to travel, out the window, dog. I don't want to be traveling while all these fucking restrictions are in place. Like, it's hard enough as it is to get a fucking drink in LA without being hassled about whether you're vaccinated or not, which is not a big deal.
I have my vaccine card on me now.
You folded it?
I folded it.
Thank God. You see,
it was time.
We're normal people. And I'm telling you, bro, it's the vibe is just not. How can you live, laugh, and love in an environment like this?
I mean, I think you can. I just think that there's
being cynical.
There's like obviously restrictions in place because everybody's getting the new COVID variant. Everybody's getting this shit. Or the testers saying they get it. Are you really getting it? I'm not really too sure.
Hey, if you
I'm boosted, so
who showed up to your party and then the next day he's like, "Hey, I tested positive." Would you be mad?
No.
Why?
Why would I be mad? He didn't know he was positive coming in.
What if? Okay, he didn't.
If he knew he was positive, I'd be fucking fuming.
He didn't. No, he got tested the day before.
Right.
And had to wait for his results the next day, but he still went out with you guys.
See, that's an iffy one because there's rapid tests, and if you know that you're going to do something with a group of people, 5+, 10+, whatever, then I feel like you should just get the rapid test. Like,
see, it's because people don't think. People don't think.
Yeah,
I think. You know why I think?
Why do you
know
think?
Me, dog. You know that I love complaining about the way the government works, right?
Right.
So, me and Chris, we go and we need to go. Me and Chris, we need to go and get a fucking. We need to get a
passport permit
test. We need to get a test.
Oh, antigen test.
We need to go get a COVID test, right? And then we are like, yeah, let's go find a walk-in. Let's go find a walk-in. Because this is America. Yeah. You should be able to just walk into any pharmacy and get tested for free.
But you couldn't find them anywhere. They were sold out everywhere, huh?
No. We're saying we want to go get tested for free because we're like, let's go to these walk-in clinics or walk-in testing centers. Let's just go.
Oh, you didn't realize how many people would be there?
I didn't realize that we were going to get turned away. We got turned away because we didn't have an appointment.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
They should not turn away anybody.
They don't fool. This is my problem, because this is exactly the problem I had with the 18-year-old kid, right? The thing is, there's appointments set in place for a reason. You shouldn't. I mean, yeah, you should be able to walk in or whatever, but like they don't have enough employees. We are at an all fucking time. Staff are not working.
That you're not wrong. Why is that? Because
it's crazy.
Because the government stepped in for a month and then walked away, and then now like they expect everybody to just go back to work after like. Anyways, before we go back to that, look, we went and go and get the test at a CVS.
Yeah.
$10 a pop. All right? I got no problem with that.
Yeah.
$10 a pop.
But it's chump change.
The audacity, it's not to everybody.
No, not to everybody, but the
audacity of the U.S. government to not have handed out at-home tests to everybody, at least one. Because what if, like you said, you want to go out with your friends, but you want to make sure you're not positive because you've been feeling a little bit under the weather.
Well, the whole point is that if you want to go out, you're going to have to pay the value of going out.
Look,
have you seen? Okay,
taking a COVID test is a hassle in and of itself.
You've been to a bar, correct?
Many times.
Recently.
Correct.
Have you seen the price hike up on these fucking drinks?
I don't even look at the price of drinks.
It's ridiculous now.
I'm more concerned about the ability to get tested at will. I get it. You'll be like, well, there's not enough. Well, who's going to pay for them? Salud. Here's the thing. We got it done in 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. And our friends who are, I would say, just as responsible, they have to go through the process of like their insurance, make an appointment, go to Kaiser.
Right.
And then wait a day?
Well, Kaiser is like that for everything.
No, but like,
to be honest.
They're going to make you wait a day. Like, you just because you know it's free and through your insurance. I don't have insurance. So what does that mean for me?
Don't go out.
Like, what the fuck?
It means don't go out.
There's this Malcolm in the Middle episode.
You know what it means? It means go get vaccinated.
There's this Malcolm in the... Oh, yeah, because that'll fix everything. There's this Malcolm in the Middle episode where Bryan Cranston, like, doesn't realize that his health insurance lapsed for like a whole day.
Yeah.
And the whole day he's trying to make sure that nobody gets injured. And in the process of making sure that no one gets injured, he injures his whole body. It was hilarious.
I've seen that one.
Like, they're making movies about motherfuckers who can't afford. There's this movie called Ambulance coming out. It's Ambulance, and then the LA is highlighted because it takes place in LA with Jake Gyllenhaal.
The Robin movie. The Robin movie. They're robbing a bank.
They're robbing a bank. Movie. You know why they're robbing a bank?
Because they need money.
You know why they need money?
Is it because of COVID?
Because the protagonist's wife needs a surgery.
Well, yeah.
$230 fucking $1,000 for this surgery. Who the fuck has $230,000 for a surgery?
Nobody. Well, Bezos.
So they're making movies about how regular people like you and me
gotta rob a bank.
Literally go bankrupt over medical bills, dog.
You know what's the beautiful thing about that though? Because of the fact that we don't have as many people working right now, there aren't that many tellers. So you might get away with robbing a bank. You just might. I think that's what the movie's trying to teach us.
We're already on an FBI watch list.
Oh, I am 100%. I'm not on a no-fly list, but if I went to go,
if they find out you were there,
take a flight,
if they find out that you were there in DC tomorrow,
oof.
Anyways, but what was your resolution? I totally forgot. It
was just to spend more time with friends and family. Yeah, but like experiences, like things that I want to. That's why I didn't finish saying. But I just feel like I've done enough of the party experiences, right?
No, you haven't. Trust me, the parties get better as an adult.
Yeah, but I don't want to. You're not wrong. Okay, look, you're not wrong, but
especially when
I want to experience a party as an adult in a rich area, not in like some dumb shit. Doing some dumb shit, like at a house party or nothing. Like, I'm 25. I don't need to go to a house party.
Unless
The last time I was invited to a house party, I was like, what? Are you dead ass?
Whose house party was it?
Some, like, 19-year-old chick. I don't know. I was just like, nah, I'm not, like, we don't do house parties.
But
I do an apartment party. I'll do an apartment. No, because then it shows like you're an adult, you got your own place type of shit. But you want me to go party at your parents' house?
That's a good point because it's not her house.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
I don't know. It's not that weird.
It's fucking weird.
A little bit.
If you're in the backyard, it's fine, right? Like, that's what we do as a culture.
Right, the backyard.
You go party in the backyard. That's fine. But if you're trying to party in someone's house, like specifically inside of their house, it's fucking weird.
Okay.
But my point is, my experiences, I just want them to be more, I want to have more photos to look at. I want to have better memories of doing things that I'll actually be happy that I did. And, because I'm young and I probably I'm 25. I probably got maybe like 20 more years.
Yeah,
here.
20 years.
20 more years. Way to
put it, because before you were like, yeah, I think I want children.
I don't want children.
I want children.
I don't want children.
That's
good.
I want one.
You want a little David running around?
I need to give him my name.
You want a boy?
And a girl.
And a girl.
I think it'd be nice.
What if you only got girls?
I would cry. I would cry.
You gotta pull was it Henry VI? The one who was chopping all his wife's head off?
Him an heir, yeah.
Yeah.
Men like that never get heirs. I get the feeling my first one will be a girl. Or a boy. I don't even know what the fuck I'm thinking.
Damn, you want to have two?
I just want two.
You can't even afford yourself.
Exactly.
How you gonna have two?
Because bro, I don't want to die. Look, every man needs to do 3 things before they die.
Oh, God. All right. Let me hear it.
Write a book.
Mm-hmm.
Plant a tree. Start a family. That's how you leave a legacy. By the way, I didn't come up with this.
No,
it's a Jewish
I've
proverb.
heard it before.
It's a Jewish proverb.
Yeah.
But one of them is unnecessary, like planting a tree. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
No, but what if the tree is what is it called? Like a word that isn't meant to be like tree. Like, what if it's like you invest in your family as like a bank type of thing? What are they called?
Okay, so intergenerational wealth.
Synonym? No.
Intergenerational wealth is something
I'm stupid.
You and I, no,
yeah.
No, it's not stupid. Intergenerational wealth is something you and I have talked about before, where like we want to have something for ourselves that we can leave and pass on.
Mm.
The problem, I think, is like
metaphor. That's fucking
what
word.
is it?
Metaphor.
Oh.
That's what I was looking for.
It's just the problem is that I wouldn't know how to handle having such a huge family, because this is what happens with anything that gets too big. It's like you have to start delegating.
Mm-hmm.
Responsibilities to people in your family.
So that's why you want the boy to take care of the girl.
No, it's not even that. I just God damn it. See, I shouldn't be projecting things like this onto myself that things I want. Here's the thing though. You can't hit anything you don't aim at. Okay?
I agree.
So like I do I do want a family of my own, so that would be nice. Like it's simply a matter of like the values and the ideas and the things I leave behind, because once I pass on, I can't take anything with me, but I can leave things behind. So I'd like to leave behind. Like this internet thing we're doing is gonna be on the internet forever.
Forever, yeah.
If not, it'll eventually be like in the future we'll start doing this on the blockchain. It'll
be like an NFT and shit.
Yeah, no, we'll be eventually do this on the blockchain where people will be able to pay for our services directly, and we won't have to go to a bank or whatever. It's called Web3 for those of you crypto people who are listening, if you aren't. Anyways, yeah, so I want I want one, and then like if it's a boy, I want another one right back to back. Actually, if it's a girl, I want fuck.
You might get 2 girls, man.
Fuck. If I want,
you gotta play the numbers, because once you know the sex, you can't just be like, all right, we'll throw it away. Like, this is not the medieval times. You better put it up for adoption, and then you think your wife's gonna be cool with that, or your girlfriend or whatever. Fuck no. That's her baby. She had to carry that for 9 months.
I've done things in my past that I'm not proud of.
Nobody is.
It's just like there's one that like I haven't processed.
I'm not, fuck the light today.
Yeah, we've got 30 minutes.
It makes my hair look darker anyway. It looks like I have hair in the dark.
It can't be that bad. Fucking, it's just that one of those. It's just one of these things I haven't been able to get over, and I just like I think back about it. And I'm like, fuck, like. It's like
the karma only hits you if you believe in karma.
That's not even.
That's what you tell me all the time.
It's not karma that I think about it. It's about how I handle the situation, and how I will handle it. Now in the future, if I were to ever start a family,
right? Because
I was with somebody where we were close to.
Don't incriminate yourself.
No. It was like I feel. I mean, it happened, in high school, so. It doesn't mean it doesn't diminish it, but I feel bad because this person went through. We both went through it, but she took the brunt of it.
Right.
I don't talk to her anymore like that. But
right. But if you ever do, would you apologize to?
Shit, I think I would have to, like in some ways.
Yeah, definitely.
Like be like, hey, like I remember we went through this, and unless they've moved on.
I was young, dumb, and immature, and I'm sure
I was,
and I'm sure they have moved on to a certain extent.
Because I feel like
it's a really big thing for sure.
I felt like I was just being super irresponsible. Even though like it was being like good thing I had certain friends, certain family members, and like basic knowledge of things that like I was
guide you.
Yeah, to guide me. So so luckily I'm here and I don't have a family yet.
Yeah, I think that all the time. I'm like, there could be so much going wrong in my life, but at least I don't have a kid.
You make it sound like they're a handful, and they are. Children can be. Dude, it's not something that we don't ignore. It's not how.
I tell my girlfriend every time that I am with her.
Yeah.
And I look at how I react to the dog freaking out. I'm like, there's no way I can have a child. There's just no way.
I think it's a
I don't think I will have a kid ever.
I'm not.
And if I do have a kid, I will love that kid with all its heart.
I want you to start a family, Nick.
I'm not starting a family.
I want you to, though. Keep it here. Let me help you.
What the fuck?
Let me help you. Let me help you with this. Look,
hell
you
no.
If you are afraid when the dog panics and you're kind of like, fuck, I can't handle this. Like, fuck this is too much. And you kind of just shut down.
I don't shut down. I get aggravated. And then I'm like, I don't know. I think it's something I really need to possibly go to therapy and
maybe
like really, talk it out, because there's certain things that really irritate me or aggravate me, certain sounds, that I don't know why, but it's so triggering to me that I get frustrated with my entire environment. And I always feel like a dick because obviously afterwards, like, I apologize to the people in the environment, but I become an asshole.
Some cognitive behavioral therapy.
Yeah, CBT. Yeah, 100%.
Honestly, like what helps me, I mean, I do my own CBT.
Do you really do CBT? Interesting. I didn't know that.
What I do is I did this with the working out. Okay. Working out has helped build a habit. And this habit where I feel healthier. I feel like I have a healthy habit.
Yeah.
All right. So
I'd agree.
Good. And it really, really like helps in every other aspect. Just being physically active helps in every, like 3 times a week. Go ham. I go ham, and then in between I need to fill it in with something. And those healthy habits build on top of like other habits. And you build some, and you're like training your brain, like some neuroplasticity. Like you're like just you're crunching.
You're impressed because you're like, holy shit! Like I created this from literally nothing.
Yeah, it's taken me a long time. It's taken me a couple years, to be clear, for me to get working out
as a consistency.
And realizing that if I don't do it,
it's only detrimental.
Yeah, and I feel yucky. My next My next New Year's resolution. Is this is funny. I use that Instagram filter where like it does a little thing for the New Year's resolution. It's set to be happier.
That shit was ironic. That's a good one.
For that, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna eat more psychedelics, more psychedelic shrooms, because they do help in many therapeutic ways. Like they help in certain settings and the way you use them. I do think if you do your own research, like him, he knows he's coming around to the idea that like psychedelics are part of human conscious like health.
Yeah, I mean, I think it also depends on your experience with psychedelics. I had a great one.
True.
I learned a lot about myself, and kind of what I really learned most was my conscious and how powerful I actually am.
This man thought he was God.
I did not think I was God. I definitely didn't think I was God, but I did believe, or I still do believe that, and I've always told myself, as everyone does, right? Like, you control your universe, but psychedelics will really teach you that. You control your universe.
Your universe is essentially...
I feel like I saw what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Even like some deep, deep, dark down shit, right? Like I told you, I saw myself watching myself being literally nothing or doing nothing. And I was like, yo, I'm talking to myself right now.
Cool.
Yeah, like, it's crazy.
Cool.
Something you need to, self-reflect on from time to time.
So just be happier.
Be happier. Okay.
Go. What's yours?
Yeah, my third one would be just working out more. Like you said, it's given you a lot of benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Name me some of the benefits. Obviously, being happier, being confident.
Oh, yeah.
What else?
Oh, dude, and you just feel like you just feel sexier. Like, you just feel fit. Like, your clothes fit. Like,
right.
The way you stand. Like, if you... Like, yeah, the whole chest... you
just feel like... Yeah.
It makes all the difference. It really does. You're more likely to be in a better mood, and like it'll affect your metabolic rate, because if you're working out, you're going to be hungry for those calories. You need the caloric intake, right, to work out again.
Right.
I know that you have always had, and I'll call you out on this, just that idea that like, you have to spend money to like eat, and just being more hungry is hard, and that does suck, dude.
This shit is trash.
Like, I feel sorry for people who like... I don't feel sorry for them. What it is like, it sucks. Like, and I feel like sucks. It sucks because like they don't...
I think I feel more sorry for myself because I know that I'm capable of making money in any which way that I need to.
It's not about the money, but the eating situation.
Well, that's what it ties into for me, right? But in order to make that money, you have to push yourself to get into a position where you are making enough money in order to get food in your system as well. Don't get me wrong, you could definitely buy beans, you can buy like, things that are mass produced at a cheaper price. But I'll tell you what, I've been so fortunate, but also so unlucky.
Because you've been all over the world.
No, I mean, I've been fortunate because my family at a certain point had private chefs, right? So I've had some of the best meals, I wouldn't say to mankind, but definitely some of the best meals that someone could have. But as a 25-year-old who does not have those benefits from the family anymore, basically from the family anymore, right? I don't have a private chef anymore. And although I've learned to cook some things for myself, which I'm very proud of, because I didn't think I would ever cook for myself. I thought I was going to find myself a woman and I was going to be the guy who expected his wife to cook. I'm not going to sit here and lie about that. Mm-hmm. But I've learned that I can be more independent and all that. But I've been so unlucky because I've had some of the finest meals and some of the best quality of product that is what I expect now every time I buy something or I cook something.
Okay.
And if I go to a premium restaurant, right, I expect that type of cuisine.
Okay.
And when I don't receive it, I am highly disappointed.
Because you were raised...
Yeah. I was raised in a vicinity with the finer things in life, yeah. So it really, really does suck. And it makes me feel spoiled because... that is spoiled, right? Like, you shouldn't expect everything to
spoiled.
be...
I was spoiled as a child as well, but spoiled in different ways. Not with that, but I think that like, just like the wanting to work out more often.
Yeah.
And like the eating part, like what helps the most is like just starting the physical activity. The eating will
I
come
know.
later. The eating will come later. Don't stress yourself out about you're like, because if you think about it always like, oh, I have to eat and I'm hungry and that means I have to pay. I think it'd be best if you thought about it more like, okay, I have to eat because I'm surviving, and if I'm hungry more than I am, let me find a way to mitigate that. It doesn't happen overnight, because for me, like, I used to just eat junk food all the time, more often than I do now.
Right.
And now I supplement it with water. I try to drink more water. I have my water bottle. I have my. If it comes to snacks, I make sure that they either have no sugar or little to no sugar, because a little bit is good, but too much is bad, because then I get fucking fat tire around my hip.
I find that my biggest problem is I create a timeline that is non-existent.
What do you mean?
So I don't know how to live in the present. I'm always either thinking about my past or I'm thinking about my future.
Okay.
And so when I say I don't know how to live in the present, although I know that all it takes to work out is literally just get up and start doing it.
How did you get a girlfriend?
You know,
Do you remember? Like, were you talking to her already?
I got a girlfriend because
No. How did you talk? How did you start talking to her?
through Instagram. It was a pandemic.
Oh, you just reached out to her?
Yeah, I just reached out. And, you know, I knew she was still pretty. I thought she was pretty.
Still pretty?
Yeah. I met her way
ugly?
back when.
Oh, way back when?
No, she was gorgeous back then. But, I mean, she still is gorgeous.
Oh, okay,
you know,
okay.
and I was still attracted to her, and I knew I was still attracted to her. So I hit her up, and when we had met each other before, we had good chemistry. So I wasn't really worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did think to a certain extent, I'm like, yo, this is so many years later. Like, I'm going to be a fucking weirdo to her, you know. Clearly, we're two different people, all that type of thing. But we were pretty similar. We had a lot of the same interests, and we just kind of knew.
You knew she was into older dudes?
Yeah, well, she is into older dudes. So.
Because back then she was 18 when you were like, oh, I got to wait.
No. She was 16 and I was 17.
Oh, well, don't make it any worse.
Well, she was 16 and I was 17. We were both still in high school.
Wait, you guys are only one age difference?
Yeah, I believe so.
I thought she was way younger than you.
No, she's not way younger.
She's only 1 year younger than you?
Yeah, it's one or like right on the cusp of like 2. It's some shit like that.
Okay.
But she's not. No.
I thought
no,
you,
like
I thought
4
you said
years.
I thought she was like 3 years younger than you.
No, that'd be
Yeah.
fucking weird.
Is that weird? You wouldn't
I
date
do
someone 3
think
years
it is
younger than you?
weird. I'm not a fan of that. Like,
Why?
I don't know. I just never have been.
Like if you're 18 and she's 15?
Yeah, that's weird.
That's too much.
That's real weird.
No,
Even if she was 18 and I'm 21, it's just,
for me,
you know, and I tell people all the time, they're like, you know, that's not that much of a difference, but it's the same way. You're older than me, right?
barely.
Barely.
Mm-hmm.
But that's 365 days more that you have lived.
When you put it
In
in- when you put it like that,
365
yeah.
days, you can change your life.
When you put it like that,
You can literally change your financial, you can change your mental, your
a
physical.
lot can happen.
In
A lot
365
can happen
days.
in a week,
Yeah.
let alone a fucking year.
So that's why I always tell people, I'm like, 365 days is a lot. That's 365 new chances every day. So anyway, so I speak about all this motivational shit and all that. But I have a problem living in the present. But when I speak as if I do live in the present. And it's, I guess, one of my biggest New Year's resolution would be to just stop being so hypocritical and really live life the way I would like to live. Right now,
here's
yeah,
the key.
go ahead.
Here's the key.
Mm-hmm.
You use the past to shape your present. And in the present, you use that to shape your future.
Yeah.
In the process of that, you compare yourself to who you were.
And who you would like to be.
Yes.
Well, who you are, and then who you would like to be.
Yeah. Because
It's a fucking vision board, if you don't know.
you can compare yourself to other people, because how else would you know where you are?
Right.
But our bodies also have a biological serotonin tick where you know where you are in society.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the farther back your shoulders are, the higher up your head is. You might be in good standing in society.
Yeah.
The closer your shoulders are together to the front,
Body language speaks a bunch.
you might be really low on the bottom. You might be low on the totem pole. Now that's pretty controversial to say because some people are like, "Well, no, that's not an indicator of like how well you're doing, bro." It's like, well, yeah.
I disagree.
Because the point I was just trying to make was that like,
No, I mean, I agree with you, but I disagree with that. People would say that's not where your status is, essentially, because I tell you all the time, body language is everything. If I didn't want to speak to you, my body wouldn't be turned towards you.
Yeah, or it would be facing away. You'd be looking up, not making eye contact.
Yeah.
Like there are things people will do that you immediately tell, like, man, this person maybe like, has something going on.
And for the women here who are like, no, that doesn't make sense. Yes, it does. That's how a man knows whether or not we should talk to you.
Yeah, because we can tell up straight away if you're like turned away, and like you're not giving us an interesting thing. We know. I mean, at least I know.
I know. Yeah.
I've learned, like, oh, okay, cool. You're like not interested, but sometimes it just hits. You know, just take off, and you immediately know, like, oh, there's smack. Like that coffee girl I told you about. Like she literally sat down over there, asked me about the coffee I bought. And in the process, my dumbass, didn't realize she was waiting for me to ask her out. This happened a couple months ago. She turns her body towards me.
Right.
Pulls her phone out, starts talking to me. I'm like, I'm just like paying attention. I'm just like, I know exactly what's going on.
And you just thought it was very
friendly,
innocent, very friendly. Yeah. You're like, this is what people in LA do. People don't do that shit in LA.
That's not what I was thinking. I'm like, oh, this girl, she's talking to me with the interest of me hoping that I ask her out because she probably thought it was cute or something.
So you already knew that.
It occurred to me as soon as her body language switched over and she struck up a conversation with me.
Okay, so let me ask you, was there at any point during your conversation that you realized that you did not want to ask this girl? Like you were just like, okay, I'm attracted to you, now I'm not.
Yeah.
And it was like a switch, huh? Like that.
Oh, you know what? Damn, this is a good question because you didn't ask me this before because you don't know how to ask good questions. No, but okay, so now that you got me thinking about it.
Yeah.
I chose not to ask her out.
Yeah.
Not on purpose. I mean, sorry.
Subconsciously, it may have happened.
Yes, because she had short hair
and
a blue like streak going through it.
And you weren't a fan of it.
No, that's not what it was.
So that's interesting because
I was more skeptical.
Right. Okay.
Of myself. I was self-conscious. I was being very self-conscious. I was like, I don't know if this girl is actually into me. Like,
okay, so you were trying to figure out what is her motive.
Yeah, I was being super self-conscious.
Yeah.
That my self-sabotaging fucking self was like, hey, like this girl, like, no, don't ask her out. Like, just forget about it. You know, don't do it because you're not in a good place right now. That's what it was telling me. My self-sabotaging.
I don't necessarily think that's a self-sabotage.
Well, because I could have been talking to her. I haven't talked to any girls like that. And, like, it'd be nice to talk to a girl that's not a friend of yours, you know?
Okay.
Obviously, what I'm saying is, like, I would like to sleep with this other person. Not my friend, I'm saying. I'm talking about, like, another girl or, like, someone else. Like, a relationship, you know? It might go somewhere.
Right.
And because I just hadn't been dating. You know, the word dating, like, encompasses, like, oh, you're talking to someone.
It's a lot.
Oh, that is nice.
What?
It's a little heater.
Oh, it's a heater? Nice.
Yeah.
Get a fucking fire pit.
Oh, that is warm. So yeah.
And Joshua Tree will do an episode and we'll be near a fire pit.
I'm down. Do you want to do something? Look, I'll tell you after this.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I'll tell you after the show because they want to do something for spring break.
Oh, nice.
And if you really want to do something, we have to make plans now.
Right.
Because of you, I feel like my time management skills have grown a lot.
Good.
Like
You're welcome.
I think of you when I'm like making schedules, and now I get a little upset when people are like, "Well, let's keep figuring it out." I'm like, "No, I'm down now."
It's because when you're spontaneous and you just do it, right? Like working out essentially, right? When you just do it, you get it done.
Okay.
It's the same reason my girlfriend and I ended up in Portland. We said, "Yo, let's go." Within 2 days, we had our tickets.
Okay.
You just do it. Fuck it.
There are those things that do happen. I prefer doing those things more often with people if I'm in the mood, you know?
Right.
If I'm in the mood and it's like with someone I'm really into.
Just don't do it while you're drunk. Just never do it while you're drunk because that shit never works out.
Oh, don't ask me things when I'm drunk because I'll be down to just go anywhere. I'll agree to go anywhere.
Everybody is. That's the problem, right? Is like I do it all the time when I'm on a double date. I'm like, yo, we should hang out here.
Oh my god, yeah.
And then-
It happens to me all the
yeah.
time. I'm always constantly just, yeah, let's just go. Let's just go. Let's just go. Yeah, dude, no, I want to make plans to do things. Like,
Wait, so I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just want your answer. So you saw the blue streak of hair and you just got self-sabotage
yeah, I was
to
like,
yourself?
oof. I was like, oof, nah. Just
Interesting.
be a weirdo about it and don't ask her out. Like, don't be picky. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Don't be picky. I was being picky. Like, I was.
Like the blue streak of hair was just like the end of the line. You were like,
No,
nah,
it
I'm
was more
good.
like- it was more like.
Because I'm attracted to colored hair.
Dude,
Like that's hot
she
to
had
me.
a fine ass body, bro. The reason I noticed her was because she had a nice ass. Like, I'm not being misogynistic here, people. I was checking her out. She
Yeah.
walked in the coffee shop. I didn't even see her face. I was like, damn. And she was wearing like these workout tights.
Mm.
And like when I saw her at the register, I was just kind of like waiting for her to turn around. She kind of had a big head. Nah, but it's not that. It wasn't.
That's
that
fine. I mean,
whatever. See, look, I'm being mean.
There's
now.
beauty in imperfections.
And my dumbass, was just being fucking like pretentious. No, not pretentious. I was being self-conscious because I wasn't comfortable enough asking her out. Like that day, I just wasn't like clean.
Yeah.
I didn't feel clean. I didn't feel like I was like, damn.
You hadn't worked out yet.
I hadn't worked out yet.
That's
things
what
like
it
that.
is.
And I just had felt like me talking to her. I felt out of place.
So, had you worked out, do you think you would have been in place?
Yeah, I would have showered.
But like, on top of that, you would have been feeling confident. You would have been proud of, like, where you are in that moment.
Yeah.
And you're like, yo, this beautiful woman is talking to me.
Yeah.
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 See, that right there is the benefit of working out.
Yeah. The sign.
It's crazy.
The signs that God has been sending me
Mm.
have been paying off.
All right.
Because I've been heeding them. In the past, I was just like, I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna try and do this on my own.
Yeah.
Now, God's will has found a way into my heart, and slowly but surely, it's repairing it.
Okay. Short last New Year's resolution. It has to be short. Like it.
I'll probably get a girlfriend or something.
Get a girlfriend. That's
Yeah,
a good
easy
one. Okay.
Easy one.
Yeah.
Easy. Yeah, I'm going back to school. I'm gonna not go back to school full time, but I told you because I want us to have
Resources.
like
Yeah.
another place also for us to shoot and stuff, like getting recreational area for us to maybe shoot like a different kind of show, maybe things like that. Because we're still here. I don't know
Yeah.
how many of you watch out of spite, just to see us fail, to fall from grace. Because we're still working our way up. It's not like we've it's not like we're there yet. I wanted to bring up something else that we didn't get a chance to talk about. I know it's at the end of the show, but I started watching Selling Sunset.
What is that?
It's a reality TV show based on the Oppenheim Group in Beverly Hills and their team of female real estate agents.
Oh, gets yeah. No, I've seen it.
I have been watching it with
I haven't
Chris.
seen it, but I've peeked it.
Bro.
I've peeked it.
We've been watching it, and let me tell you, I love the drama. I hated reality TV show before. I hated it.
No, you didn't. You
Because-
watched Jersey Shore.
You're right. I'm stupid.
You watched Jersey Shore every season.
I was a high schooler, because it was in high school when it was premiering. That shit was
But as an
fire.
adult, you're not a fan of reality TV.
No, I'm
Except
lying,
for
man.
this one.
No, I love it.
Oh.
I love it, bro. They're
Interesting.
fucking great. Because the drama is some of the pettiest shit. Because you're more aware of this going on, right? As an adult, like you're not super. Like there are people who are super genuinely naive about reality TV.
Okay.
And don't see that it is all staged.
Oh, gotcha.
Right?
Okay, yeah.
Like there are producers whispering in their ears and things like that. The whole facade. I like the reality TV show. Like, I was gonna say grittiness, but it's more like, I don't know. It's just kind of like a peek into people's like egotistical like way of being. Like, I don't know.
As a salesperson.
No, I just like watching this because to watch rich people argue about things is fun. Like they're competing to sell these $40 million homes.
I mean, rich people are the same as a normal person.
Oh my god, dude! Let me tell you something about rich people that pissed me off. When they walk into the show and they're like, "Oh yeah, They walk into a fucking a $5 million home. They're looking around. They're like, yeah, we would really love this as our first home for our family. As you can see, I have another one on the way. And I'm like, bitch, this is your first home? Like, I live in Los Angeles. I want a home in Los Angeles. Like, I can't imagine thinking like my first home being a $5 to $10 million home. Like, my brain can't even calculate that. Like, I would like a $250,000 home. That still seems so far out of my fucking grasp that I'm like, how the fuck does anybody buy a home?
That's all mentality, though. Like,
no, but you know what it is? It's a lack of education and financial well-being, because and the lack of like government oversight on these regulating, whatever the fucking case may be. I want to buy a home in LA. Watching Selling Sunset has only fueled the fire of me being upset at people who can afford. I'm being a hater. $5 million homes, and I'm over here like, yeah, I want a home.
I mean, it's also, I wouldn't say pretty rare, but like I said, man, it's all a mentality. You could literally tell yourself, this year I want to make $1 billion, and you won't make $1 billion, but you might make close to it. You might make in the million zone.
When you put it like that, everything sounds so simple.
It is.
No, stop it.
It is that simple.
That's why I want, because like I want to be one of those couples that walks in, he's like, yeah, like, oh, I love this. I love the whole open floor plan.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same time.
But you also would need to change. Like, it is that simple. Once you realize what you want, then you just have to create what you want. And the only way to do that is to become a better version of yourself, quote unquote, whether that's like working 2 jobs back to back, you know what I mean? But if you want it bad enough, you will do it. If you want a college education, you get it done.
Bro, tell that to the...
I don't want a college education. That's why I'm not getting it done. I don't care for it. I did for a very long time.
Nowadays,
but I don't.
It doesn't take you very far, but it does statistically show that most people who get one make at least like 10 or 20 more $1,000 than your high school diploma counterparts.
Right.
But we live in an era where you can go and
learn
your own thing.
anything.
Yeah. If you know how to use a computer, you're way ahead of the game. If you know how to code, you're way ahead of even them. If you know how to use a computer, code, and you're competent, you can do whatever you want. Like just about almost. Like you can do from a laptop. You could make like we see that now. Like people from just using a laptop can make a fortune, you know, doing internet things. You know, I'm not a
if you know how to use
wizard.
Fucking Adobe Photoshop, you can create a whole NFT project. If you do good marketing, you can be a millionaire by the next 3 months.
I know an artist that lives in Russia, and I see her make all of her artwork on her iPad.
Yeah, and a lot of people do.
And she does. I like her work. I haven't bought any of it, but it's like super nice to think that like in an era where being a creative, there are more ways for you to be paid. You
know what's the most wild shit is they literally have it on those iPads or those apps or whatever that you don't even have to like color it in anymore. You can literally just drag and drop and it will color it for you.
Yeah,
how nuts is that?
I love how impressed you are by technology, Nick.
It's so simple.
I showed him my Flip, my Fold, my Samsung Z Fold. It folds in half. He's like, "Wow, this is incredible." I'm like, "Yes, Nick. Thank you." I
mean, as someone who is a lot like you, and we tend to watch a YouTube video or
consume media all the time.
Yeah, just consume media all the time. It's a brilliant idea what they did. It's a mini iPad,
and it's the 3rd iteration, so I'd expect it to be like flagship.
I was actually telling my girlfriend, I said I think I might get one because I'm due for an upgrade, and although I don't want to stay with my carrier at this point.
Hey, we're doing it.
Are we finally doing it?
Yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah,
my cousin's gonna join us on the line too.
I don't know about that.
No, because it's only $50 a line.
We'll see. We'll see if we do it or not.
No, dude, it takes I literally can just call and be like, "Hey, can you put this number on?" Be like, okay.
I hear you. I'm just saying.
You don't want to do it. It's only $50. I have to put it on autopay too, just to be clear.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Whatever.
Because my cousin brought it up. He's like, "Hey, man, can you still do the thing with the phone?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like,
and so when your cousin says something, you want to do it.
No,
when I
that's
say
God
something,
is
you don't
I'm
give a
telling you,
fuck.
God
No,
sends
suck my
signals.
dick. Fuck.
No, we're
fuck
doing
you.
it. We're gonna go on a phone plan.
Absolute
together.
piece of shit.
No, it's because like I didn't think he was gonna remember. Like he lives in Mexico, by the way.
Anyways, we'll talk more about it. But thank you guys for joining us for another episode. That was number 32.
32.
32. Fuck me.
Dos.
Peace.
Peace.